maybe we take a rain check on the dinner out tonight, and we just maybe rent a movie and stay in. She said, yep, and bam. So we were in. So I was like, sweet. Didn't have to go anywhere. Then we sat down to figure out what movie we were going to watch. And all the movies are $25 now. I forgot because most of the movies, they don't really have like movies for rent that are any good usually at this point, or maybe I've seen them all. They're all they're all $20 because most of the movies that are available for rent are in the theater still. So I was really reluctant to do this because I was like, well, we were going to go out to a pretty much a free dinner. But then I was like, you know what? I'd ended up drinking some wine and stuff. So it wouldn't have been free after all. I would have spent some money. So I said to myself, all right, we're home. Spend a little money looking like we're like as if we're out on a date. We're just doing date night at home. So she had mentioned that she wanted to watch the Wonka movie. So I said to myself, I love I love Willy Wonka. I love the Chocolate Factory movie. I love the Gene Wilder movie. So let's do this. Let's get some Wonka happening. So we rented down. We rented. What's it called? Hold on one sec. Disaster says, I know what it is at another dump show. Must have some really good cron because he never looks blasted. No, if I do look ripped, it is. I have some of the strongest stuff I've gotten in the longest time. And I'll tell you why. Well, I had to go to the dispensary. My usual guy, I can't go to him right now. Um, but yeah, I went to the dispensary and got this stuff called biscotti mints. Yeah, I can understand if my eyes look like zooted right now. It's because it's some of the strongest stuff. Some of the strongest stuff I've ever gotten from the dispensary. So you want to go to the botanist, try their biscotti mints. I highly recommend it. It's really really good, really strong. So it's funny that you notice how zooted I look because I am zooted. It's funny because I try before the show. I like to get a little buzz, but this one like ripped me. It hit me hard. So I don't think I think I'm coherent. If I'm totally incoherent, somebody let me know. But I think I know I look ripped. I can tell I look ripped. I can just feel it. But no, we got everything under control here. Everything's all good. Uh, I actually almost never look high. It's one of the things I pride myself on. It's one of the things I like about the way I smoke is I don't really look high. Um, Sometimes though, every once in a while, it will catch me just right, and I look like a straight up burnout stoner. And one of the funniest, well, at least to me, it was funny. One of the best times that ever happened was when I was working at the what's it called? It was a video rental, like a movie rental store, like a video store, not a blockbuster, no, but a mom and pop one, a little video store slash tanning salon. So it's weirdest combination, but actually, in hindsight, makes pretty good sense. People come in to get a tan, they're like, hey, let me grab a video on the way out. Vice versa. You go in to get a video, you go, hey, I come here to get videos often. Why not get a tan? Place went under because the people were complete. Well, I don't know what was wrong with them. Pretty sure they were partiers and partied away, living beyond their means, kind of stuff. Anyway, people were very nice to me. Don't mean to talk badly about them. Business didn't work out, but these people were so trustworthy. They just gave me the keys to this store. I mean, I was a 19-year-old total total wastoid stoner, and like long hair, beard, mushroom, and a hemp necklace with a mushroom hanging off of it, and a long, I mean, big Jerry Garcia beard and long hair, total hippie. And I didn't hide it. I had a big, obviously I'm wearing this mushroom necklace, so I wasn't hiding it at all. That I was a wastoid, and they just gave me the keys to this place, and I just ran this place like it was my I would open it and run it all day and close the place. I'd work all day. It was great. It was one of the best jobs I ever had. Actually, it was super easy. I'd smoke weed all I wanted. I get free tans. I had to take porn home at the end of the night. It was 1,000 different porns. I'd take a different porn home every day. It was a great job. One time though, I smoked way too much weed in the back with my buddy, and I apparently I'd smoked too much weed because when I came back to run the register, and nothing like this had ever happened to me before when I was high ever. Nobody ever really pointed it out, noticed I was high. I was never nervous about it because it just never really showed. Then this guy comes up to the register and he looks me dead in the eye, and I think I'm doing a fine job. I think I'm coherent and I'm running the register and everything fine. And he looks at me and he goes, "You got everything under control in here?" And I'm like, and I kind of look at him and I like look around and it's just me and him and like two other people and they're just getting videos. And I'm like, "Yeah, everything's fine. What's up?" And he was like, "Okay, just want to make sure you've got everything under control in here." And I was just, and then it dawned on me that this guy knows I'm high as a kite. So that was one of my first instances of ever starting to have a panic attack or freaking out about being high because I was, immediately figured he's going to tell the boss I was losing my job, all that shit. But um, nothing ever came of it. He just left and I just stayed high. It was great. Best job ever. Um, Secret ADS Mod is asking, "Where's Mikey? We got ripped off of the Snickers and cheese on Friday." That is a good question. I don't know. I didn't get any text messages from Mikey. I have no idea what's going on with him. So um, I don't know what's going on with him. I think I saw a post on Instagram that he saw a comic this weekend or something. So I don't know. I haven't heard from him today. I don't know what's going on. So hope he's okay. Anyway, Saturday, like I said, we rented that Wonka movie. I gotta tell you guys, Timothée Chalamet. I think that's how you say his name. It's not Timothy. It's Timothée Chalamet. It was a great Wonka. It was really good. Totally different Wonka than the one you got in the original Wonka. If you go into this movie expecting to see Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, like with the Gene Wilder one with Charlie, and going in there and all that, the golden ticket shit, you're gonna be very disappointed. Um, However, if you go into it looking at it as a prequel, where you're going to learn about Wonka before he had the chocolate factory and became grizzled and sullied by the chocolate cartel, then you'll actually like this movie. You got to go into it with an open mind. I'm going to give you a little warning. It is a little musically. They do some musical numbers, some dancing, some singing and dancing. It's pretty heavy at the beginning. Once you get through the ones at the beginning, it's actually smooth sailing from there. There's only like one or two other ones, and they're really not terrible, and they fit into the story actually pretty well. And in one word, I would define to describe this movie, I would use the word whimsical. Just very and maybe two words, heartwarming as well. Great heartwarming story about Willie and his family and where he came from and how he got to where he is. And the and just the silly, a very silly movie as well. So if you like silly stuff, and you got to go into it with an open mind though. If you're too cool, if you're a guy, like I can't think of any. Well, there's probably plenty of women who wouldn't like it, but like if you're a just awfully horrible, jaded person, you're just gonna hate it. And you're just one of those kind of people who just doesn't like anything. You're not gonna like this movie. But if you go into it going, I just want to, it's a loose kind of, simple film, going to make me feel good, got a good story to it, then you'll love this movie. Just go into it with an open mind, because I was a little closed off at the first 5 minutes when they started doing the singing and dancing. I was like, fuck, this is not what Wonka's supposed to be. There's a couple weird songs, oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo. There's that, and then there's a couple other ones in the original one with Gene Wilder, the Willy Wonka movie. They even had that trippy scene with the train and stuff. So there was that movie was kind of trippy, to be honest with you. I think that was what drew me to it. It's kind of this weird trippy movie. And like if you watch that movie when you're tripping, you're like, why does everybody sleep in one bed, and why are they all wearing nightgowns? And it was just so weird at first when I first saw that movie. Even though I wasn't tripping when I saw it, I felt like I was, because it just didn't make any sense. In this weird little town, but it's so neat the way they kind of bring that in to this one. And so if you like the original Willy Wonka story, you will love this movie. And I think even if you don't like the original one, you probably enjoy this one as well. So I would say All right, so Rotten Tomatoes, they scored this. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes.
It's another dumb show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number, what are we on? 176. So good to have you guys all here with me this evening. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call into the show if you'd like to tell me about your day, tell me what you got going on, talk about whatever we're talking about on the show, because I always forget to give out the phone number while I'm talking about stuff, which I should be doing, but I always forget to do. So I'll remind you again, give us a call throughout the show today. Love to have you guys give us a call. So don't forget, you can always follow the show on Instagram and X at Another Dumb Show. And you can always download the show as an audio-only podcast through YouTube Music. A lot of people ask me about that. I'll get messages asking if it's available as a podcast. An audio-only podcast, and it sure is through YouTube Music. Just search for Another Dumb Show, and you'll find it there. And of course, you can help support Another Dumb Show. Click that join button. It's on the Another Dumb Show homepage. Just click that, and you will have become a member, and you'll have access to some of our members-only shows that we do. I'll be honest with you, members-only shows have been a little behind lately. I'm still adjusting this new schedule. I'm not exactly getting rich here on Another Dumb Show. In fact, basically kind of just break even. But you know, that's nice to do. So thank you to all the members and everybody who donates. I appreciate it. By the way, I think B4 was first in chat, so thank you very much. I appreciate you being in there, being first. Thank you for your dedication. I see you being first quite frequently, so thank you very much. Like I said, I'm not exactly getting rich here doing Another Dumb Show. I'm not saying that as a slam. Show's still early on. We've only been on, actually doing this version of it for, 6, 7 months or whatever now. I don't know, 10 months? I don't know. I can't count. Not long enough to have gotten to the success that where I need, where I can only do this full time. So I've had to I got to work during the day. I do the door dashing during the day now. Because it's slow during the wedding. Wedding season's slow. I did get a couple inquiries today, which is nice. So hopefully that will help float things a little bit. But I'm just having a little bit of trouble adjusting the new schedule where I got to work all morning and then come home and try to prep for a 2-hour show, which takes over 2 hours in itself to do. So so I apologize to the members that we haven't been doing as many members only shows and that we've been doing all these gaming shows lately. But it's just been an adjustment period for me. Last night was different. I had a client meeting that ran late, so I didn't have time to prep at all because of that. So having said that, the goal is to get obviously more members only shows up for you guys because I feel like I owe them to you. So I apologize we haven't been getting as many up lately. Really great sell to get people to sign up for the members only stuff. But no, honestly, the best way to help support Another Dumb Show and make sure that we stay rolling strong and that way I don't have to do all the stupid DoorDash and stuff during the day is to help by donating and all that good stuff. So let's see here. Scott said, did you all know we are watching Another Dumb Show? Pat Wooey said, fresh cut. Yeah, I do have a nice, fresh new haircut thanks to Steve. Appreciate Steve. Does a great job on my hair. I have a funny story actually I'll tell about when my haircut. I'll tell you about a little bit later on. You can't make this shit up, man. I can't believe it. It was crazy. Anyway, so you guys noticed, well, you didn't notice yet. Normally this is right about the time when I would invest in, what am I saying? Invite in or introduce my main man, Mikey. Rini, can you not squeak right now, baby? I'm trying to talk about something important. Anyway, if you hear Rini, a weird noise in the background, that's my dog squeaking. Anyway, so yeah, this is normally when I would invite Mikey on. I got a text from Mikey, I think it was yesterday. I do believe that Mikey is, well, I know, I don't believe. Mikey is going to step away from the show indefinitely. Myriad of reasons why. The main underlying reasons are, stuff he's dealing with personally, mental health stuff, all that kind of crap. So I am, he's doing his thing. And I think it just got to be, holy shit, oh, I just saw this. I totally missed this huge superfan donation from Boomer85. Holy shit. Thank you so much, Boomer. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you. He said, keep up the good shows, and he put in a $50 donation. So thank you, my man. I don't know how I missed that. I didn't have it on live chat. I'm a fucking idiot here. God damn it. Thank you, Boomer. I really appreciate it, my man. Good looking out. So having said that, Mikey is not going to be on the show anymore. He may pop on for some of the, when we do some gaming and stuff, but I just think, this show is, much like the old show I was on. It's very driven by personal stories and relatable stories to things that are in the news, because just regurgitating news constantly is, anybody could do that. You want to tell some stories here that are kind of relatable to the things that are happening in the news if you can. Of course, that won't happen for every single story, but it can. And those are the kind of things you want to talk to. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the times, a lot of the world we're living in right now, a lot of it revolves around drugs. We talk about drinking and drugs here a lot about on the show, just because it's, well, I drink and I do drugs. And, well, a drug, I guess, not drugs, just one, which is legal now. So who gives a shit? Anyway, drink, smoke a little weed. But we end up talking about some of the heavier stuff, Matthew Perry, all the, just some of the heavier stuff we get into. I think it's kind of had gotten triggering, and I'm putting words in his mouth, but if I had to guess, this is a little bit, it's a little much talking about your personal life a lot when you're trying to go work on your personal life. Take it from me. I know when I was doing it on the old show, when I'd be going through stuff and have to talk about it, while, yeah, it was borderline therapeutic to talk about, the reaction to it a lot of times would be hard to deal with, whether it would be emails I got or social media I got or phone calls that came into the show or whatever. That made it very hard to do. And here on this version, or not this version, but on this show, being that we're on YouTube versus being on the radio, the chat is there. And the chat, while I appreciate you guys, and please don't misconstrue what I'm saying here, I'm not blaming you guys for anything. You guys are tough on Mikey. You've been really tough on Mikey. Borderline cruel sometimes. And again, I'm not trying to blame you guys for Mikey going anywhere. I'm not, by any means. Mikey's got his own stuff to deal with, and that's why Mikey's not here anymore. And that was his decision. It wasn't my decision. I had nothing to do with it. This was his decision. So, the instant feedback when he would be having an off night, whether it just be being tired or whether he was, had a slip up or whatever, on the nights where he wasn't having slip ups, where he was tired and he was falling asleep or whatever, the instant feedback from the chat was just a little bit too much for him to handle, I think. And that's understandable. It can be a little bit, it could be, I told him not to. I didn't. One of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I told him not to read the chat during the show, is because it's just too instant. You can't even go. You can't formulate one thought to the next. Sometimes if I say something, then he says something, then he's looking down, reading his phone to see what the reaction is to what he just said. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? So either way, that's not the point. That's besides the point. My point is that it can just get to be a little bit, it's instant reaction. And when you're going through all the stuff he's going through, the instant reaction can just be very triggering. And it was just too much. It's just too much. I think, sometimes this kind of situation isn't necessarily always for everyone. It's very invasive. It's, I'm asking a lot. He's not making any money, so we're trying to grow something. And, it was a lot to ask for him. So, out of him. And unfortunately, it was just too much. You know what I mean? And if he, if it was, and if it was people, I see Timothy saying, yeah, drug addicts don't like to be called on their sobriety. No, of course, and I don't think Mikey knows where he's come from and that he is one and he's working on it. And I think, again, just sometimes it was just too much instant feedback for him and it was too much to deal with. So, so having said that, looking for somebody who wants to be on the show. If you know somebody who you think is opinionated, or if you're opinionated, or if you know somebody who's always wanted to be on a podcast or thought about starting their own podcast, or you've thought about it, send them my way. Come my way too. If I'm talking to you, you can send me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Obviously, I'm looking for someone who's going to be able to contribute their opinion. You got to have an opinion on things. Everything we talk about, news here, sports, social media, personal stories like I talked about. You got to be willing to tell your personal stories and that relate to whatever we're discussing. Could be a guy or a girl. I actually wouldn't mind if it's a girl. It would be almost preferable, but I don't care. I guess, maybe I would prefer a woman. I don't care, though, to be overall. I think a woman adds another a different point of view to things that I can't do, and I'm just such a caveman. Sometimes it'd be good to maybe have a woman's point of view on the show. So obviously, you got to be available from 7 to 9, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. to talk. You got to have a phone, decent internet connection. Doesn't have to be fantastic. Let's see. Just got to be, steady. You really could literally do it right off your phone, right off your laptop. That's all you need. You don't need to come here. You don't need any fancy backgrounds or anything like that. It'd be nice if you had something set up in the background just to kind of make it look cool for yourself and the viewers. But if that is, basically that's all you need. You just need something in the background. You need a camera. If you've got a headset, it works great because you can plug it into your computer. But if you have AirPods, it works great with your iPad. So it's very simple. It's literally just a link I send you, and you'll have access. Like if you've ever watched our fantasy football stuff, it's very simple. All those guys were able to do it very easily. You just shoot over a link to them, and they click in, and they're ready to rock and roll. So very simple. You don't have to have technical knowledge, computer knowledge, anything like that. If you have all that, that'd be great because it'd be nice. I left out too. It'd be great for somebody who wanted to help out or be a part of the show. Somebody who helps kind of look for content during the day, sees videos, sees stuff that we could talk about, has ideas for things that we could do, stuff like that. That would be fantastic. I would love to have somebody do that kind of stuff. So, so just email me, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. If 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. doesn't work for you, I am willing to talk about different schedules and stuff like that and working around it potentially. But I kind of like this time slot. So let me know. anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Let's see here. Angelina says it's called Tough Love Dumb. Well, I mean, this was his decision. It was his decision, but I'm assuming what you're referring to the way you guys had kind of talked to Mikey and what I said, about how it kind of was borderline cruel. I understand the tough love thing. I think it just, again, it was instant feedback kind of stuff right there. So, let's see here. Where are we at here? Secret ADS Mod said, I had the cry counter ready for you. You held it together. No, I did not. hold it together. Well, I mean, I did help. I wasn't going to cry. I mean, it was a crying moment. It's a bummer moment, but not that kind of stuff. That kind of crying, I guess. I seem to cry more when I'm like happy about something. Well, I know I cried the other day during Apollo Creed, but I don't know. Maybe I got all cried out there for that. I'm not sure. So, Disaster says, do the co-host roulette like you originally planned. I don't think I planned that. I think that was your idea. You wanted me to do that. I don't know that that was my plan. Another dumb show says CB and CG at the same time. I don't know about all that. Irish Roddy says, I nominate Diz. Well, there you go. So we'll see. We'll get it figured out. There you go. Again, you guys are getting all butthurt because I mentioned that the things you said to Mikey made him upset. I'm going to try to make this very clear to you guys in the chat. I love you. But you guys act like the cool lunch table sometimes, okay? And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but you guys truly like you. I watched the other day when somebody came, when people come into the chat, you guys aren't friendly to them. You aren't like, hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the League of Dummies. Come hang out with us. It's like, who are you? Why are you here? Well, they're fans of me or their show, and they want to watch the show. That's why they're here. It's just, you know, I mean, just you guys can be like the cool lunch table. If somebody tries to sit at your lunch table, you might let them sit there. Then you're going to be mean to them. And then when they say, why are you being mean to me? You clutch your pearls and say, oh, how could I? What do you mean? What do you mean we said something that could upset somebody? It's a two-way street, guys. You have to, if you're going to dish it out to somebody, you have to be able to take it back. I mean, so it's the bottom line. You say things in the chat that are cruel. You did it to Mikey. You do it to B1 all the time. And I'm not saying this because of B1. I'm saying this because of Mikey. Again, I'm not blaming you guys for him leaving. I'm saying it's part of the reason, and I know it is, because it's the instant feedback. And if you guys can't handle the fact that I'm pointing it out, then clutch your pearls some more and act so mortified that somebody's pointing out something you said that wasn't nice. You guys are mean a lot of times. You truly are. You're mean to me. You've been mean to Mikey. You're mean to newer people that come in there. And I love you guys, but I don't appreciate sometimes the way you guys treat people. I don't understand it. And I've gone out of my way to try not to, when you guys say things that are, just trying to piss me off, I try to just let it roll off my back, even though I know you're doing it just to kind of piss me off. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, Disaster says, I think it's the approach, dumb, just don't be a dick. I agree. Don't be a dick. I don't be a dick to people. There's no reason to be a dick to people. I don't walk around being a dick to people. I try to be kind and pleasant and have a positive vibe here on Another Dumb Show. Just sometimes, and again, you guys can call me wrong. You can sit there and get mad and say I'm wrong or whatever, but I'm telling you, you can do a little self-analysis sometimes. Go back and watch some of the shows and watch some of the stuff you say to people. It's mean. It's downright mean. It really is. It can be. Not all the time. I'm not saying it's explicitly like that all the time, because in fact, it's not like that all the time. It's probably 5% of the time, if anything. But that 5%, I can hang up on. They can stick to people. They really can stick to people. So, all right, let's see here. So, one of the bummers that Mikey's not here is because I just kind of started trying to get into, we made a deal that he was going to get into F1 and I was going to get into UFC. Well, I kind of revised that deal on my end and said I don't have enough patience to get into UFC. What I'll try to do is to get into some stand-up comedy. So I have been kind of checking out some podcasts and stuff like that while I've been driving. And I've noticed I hear this name a lot. I hear the name Shane Gillis come up quite frequently. I remember him from when he was supposed to be, I remember he got hired and then fired from Saturday Night Live. This was years ago. I can't remember what year it was, to tell you the truth. Maybe it was at 2019, 2018, 2019. I can't remember. But anyway, he's back in the news right now for a few reasons. That one of them involves SNL, but right now he's now partnered with Bud Light, which is really interesting. And if you don't know who Shane Gillis is, he's a comic. Like I said, he's obviously growing in popularity. He's a kind of a comics comic. All the comics know him. I mean, they all know each other, but they all seem to kind of like this guy and feel like he got a raw deal when he got fired from SNL the first time. And because he's, he kind of pushes the line with some of his comedy, some of the jokes he tells, and I'll play some of his jokes here. I'll actually play the joke that got him fired from SNL here in a little bit. But it's weird because Bud Light, they had that whole Dylan Mulvaney fiasco, which is the trans influencer that Bud Light they gave them a beer that I believe had their picture on it. Dylan Mulvaney's picture was on it, and I don't remember if it was a whole case or just a beer or just they were going to sell the cans. I don't remember exactly what it was, but obviously you guys know that all Bud Light got banned by everybody in the Republican community. Had Kid Rock shooting guns at him in the backyard at his Bud Light cases and all that stuff. So Bud Light has been trying to do damage control in their reputation to try to bring back more people. And I guess they decided to go like the complete opposite direction by, they were supporting a trans influencer, thinking that would bring in more customers. I'm not really sure what customers they thought that was going to bring in, to tell you the truth. Just more trans people, more gay people, more super woke people. I'm not really sure. But obviously we all know how that backfired. But this Shane Gillis guy, what makes it weird that they picked him out is he makes a whole living kind of making fun of and standing up against wokeism, which is exactly what Bud Light did when they were being uber woke when they did the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing. So it's so weird. Like I said, Shane Gillis at one point, so he's going to be hosting SNL coming up here in, I don't know if it's this Saturday or one of the Saturdays coming up here in a little bit. But strangely, they have him hosting again. And there is I'm trying to find the clip here. I have the actual clip that got him, because he was supposed to be on SNL as a cast member back in, I think, like I said, 2018, 2019, something like that. But now, because of his popularity, and I'm not sure if it's just because of his connections maybe with Michael Che or Colin Jost or whatever, they've decided to have him on as a host, which is just so weird that somebody would get fired as a cast member before they were even a cast member, and then they come back to host the show. Just very, very strange turn of events. So here is the joke that actually got Shane fired from SNL back in the day.
Damn, Chinatown's fucking nuts.
It's crazy, dude.
It is full fucking China. Dude, it's
Yeah.
fucking Chinese down there.
I wonder how that started. They just built one fucked up looking building, and people were like, "All right, no one said anything.
Let
Let's."
the fucking chinks live there, huh?
Well, they built these fucking, like,
that's
huge
what
Shanghai
that's
The
right.
first one must have
Yeah.
infuriated everyone. They were like,
I'm pissed
what
now.
the
I go
fuck?
down there. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Get these ducks out of that window.
you know what? Yeah, true. Also, I'm always like, how can there be so many fucking restaurants down here?
All rest. Well, because
You go in, there's like one person eating ever.
fat white idiots like me are down there
True.
sucking down neuters.
I hate China. I hate the food at Chinatown. Sucks.
I like
Chinese food's a very dishonest cuisine.
I don't even want to think about it.
They invented a fucking chemical to put in their food to make it delicious, dude.
It is.
They made as MSG.
Good for them.
It's a dishonest food, dude. There's
It's
nothing. There's
dishonorable.
nothing to it. It's shitty
very
meat.
honorable.
Shitty meat. A chemical they made up to fuck your body up, and noodles.
The neuters are fucking
Cheapest thing in the world.
Great. We got
Chemical.
Yeah. Sick.
Worst meat you can find.
We got in there and we sat down, and baby girl was like, "I'm so excited for neuters," and I was like, "Yo, chill." She was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
She said neuters.
Yeah. And there's a fucking and it's full fucking Chinese in there. It's like and it's such
Wasn't
a
it?
weird,
Isn't that kind of like nice though? Isn't that being like, when people go into like a Mexican restaurant, like, I'll have 2 tacos? Like, I'll have a bowl of spicy noodles.
But we had in the translation between you and the waiter.
Yeah.
It's just such a fucking hassle. It's like
So-
I'm pointing at it.
I guess that's it. I don't really need to play anymore because I'm honestly kind of bored with it. So it's obviously the word he like you have a chink in your armor. You know what I'm saying? That's the word that he used in a way that got him fired. So, which is so weird, man. I thought there was a joke in there somewhere. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, I'm not a comic by any means, but I was kind of looking for the joke in there, and it's just we're talking like Asian people talk. That's the joke. Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see. Maybe I got to watch one of his stand-up specials. Maybe that's what's funny, because Birdie Boy's saying, who's your favorite comic at the moment? Another dumb show. And I'd say probably I would say that, oh boy, that's a tough one. I liked Nate Bargatze. I think that's how you say him. I like him a lot. I think he's really funny. Which is weird because I don't like dudes who kind of do like family humor, and he kind of does family jokes here and there, but they're actually really funny. So he's really good. I like him. He hosted SNL, and he was fucking hilarious. His monologue was great. And that's kind of what I'm looking at with like Shane. It'll be because when they let comics come on, they let the comics, when they do the opening part, they do when they do the monologue, they actually do like a little stand-up set usually. So it'll be interesting to see how funny that is, how much he kind of pushes the line, if he goes over the line, because that's all these comics talk about now. Like when I turn on these podcasts, it's all they talk about is how they're fighting wokeism, and you can't be funny anymore because you can't talk about anything, and yada yada yada. And I kind of get that. You can't really, say anything without, people canceling your shit or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if will he push the line just to fuck SNL over? He'll screw himself if he does that, because he just got this big Bud Light thing. If he goes on SNL and does something really stupid or says something really anti-woke kind of thing, or non-woke, I guess, not anti-woke, some sort of non-woke comment, it could be very bad for him. So I don't think he'll do that. So let's see here. But one thing I did think about this, and I wrote this down here because I can't keep track of stuff without putting little bullet points down. But one thing I did think about is how Bud Light, they can't win in this situation. They really can't. No matter who they bring in next, there's really no winning for them, because they can't just go grab like the most tough ass country guy or whatever. Like, first off, I don't think they would be able to get one. No, like tough, like Jason Aldean, for example, like Mr. He's Mr. Conservative country guy now. He's Mr. MAGA country guy with his wife, Brittany Aldean, who's hot as balls, but annoying as hell. Bud Light couldn't go grab somebody like him. And again, I know he wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying, for example, they couldn't go grab somebody like him, because it would just be so transparent that they're trying to look macho, or they're trying to fill that gap that they had. And speaking of Jason Aldean, that guy is such a tool. I heard his new song. It's like about raising young country boys or whatever, and it's just such pandering to. And if you're a MAGA person, that's fine. I'm not knocking you for it at all, but it's pandering to the lower denominator, the lowest common denominator of MAGA people. You know what I mean? It's just such like, I don't know how to explain it other than he just feel like he's paying like this. I should read the lyrics to his song. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow or something. But I just feel like him. He just is. It's like his wife runs his life. I feel like, because she is super MAGA. You know what I mean? Like, she's big time into it, and I don't even remember what she did. She was in the news for being so anti-woke or whatever. But I don't know. He drives me crazy. So I'm kind of over Jason Aldean at this point. But anyway, they couldn't grab somebody like that. They're kind of in a bad spot. So this actually makes kind of a good, it's kind of not a bad choice as far as I'm concerned. They're getting a comic who's kind of anti-woke. He's had a little bit of history of, he got himself in it, he got canceled for a little bit. Now he's back. So actually, I think it's kind of a good move for him because I could see people maybe like Mikey, who might have, and now he does, I know he doesn't drink, but or somebody who's like Mikey, who is kind of a MAGA dude, but loves comedy and might just be able to get past the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing because Bud Light has made the move over to have this kind of controversial comic on. Someone like that might like that. So I think it's actually kind of a good move. So, but who thinks it's not a good move is Megyn Kelly, who used to be on Fox News, and I think she has her own show right now on, I don't know if it's on Twitter or YouTube or where she has her show at, but she actually came out, she's been ripping on Shane Gillis. She's been calling him, it's a slur to Republicans, I think she's what she said, by partnering with them. I think that was her quote. But basically she's saying he's sold out by partnering with Bud Light because comedians are supposed to be fighting for free speech and against wokeism. And like I said, that is all they talk about on these fucking on these podcasts is how wokeism ruined comedy and blah, blah, blah. Which it does, like I said, because I get conflicted about it because I don't mind some good, light-hearted, fun jokes that are kind of, not necessarily making fun of somebody. They're actually creative and funny. I kind of like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm a big pussy. I don't know. I've never really liked locker room humor where you're picking on other people. It's just never been my thing. Mike Howard Stern was ripping on Trevor Noah, the guy who hosted the Grammys the other night. You all know who Howard Stern is, obviously. He was talking on his show saying that Trevor Noah was too positive with all of his jokes at the Grammys. And he was pretty positive. And then Howard kind of compared it how people like Trevor Noah at this, but didn't like Joe Coy at the Golden Globes. Well, I watched both of those, and Joe Coy was not funny. It was uncomfortably not funny bad at the Golden Globes. I mean, it was skin crawling, crickets chirping, just, murmur laughs just to kind of maybe give, pander to the guy a little bit. Not so good. But Trevor Noah's was fun. He had a good joke. He had a funny joke about every time they cut to Taylor Swift, they're going to also, or every time Taylor Swift is mentioned, they're going to cut to a football player, and they showed Terry Crews. I mean, that's lighthearted good. It was the joke Joe Coy tried to tell, but Trevor Noah told it in a way that was actually funny. You know what I mean? They wrote it in a better way. So I kind of don't mind a kind of fun, uplifting humor. I guess it doesn't always have to be so mean and negative. I guess just complaining about, the fact that you can't talk about something. Let's tell some jokes about some other stuff. So like I said, speaking of jokes, I'm hoping that his monologue will be funny. I'm looking forward to it. So, and I did mention that Nate Bargatze, he killed in his monologue. So, hopefully Shane will be funny too. It'll be interesting. Maybe make a fan out of me. I'll be watching. So, let's see here. Earlier, I can't remember who it was, but somebody is hold on real quick. Guys, the fact that you're still talking about what I said 10 minutes later might have a little credence to it then. If you're still, it's been 10 minutes since I brought up the thing with the clutching pearls and stuff, and you guys are still talking about it. Time to move on. Didn't need to make a whole, like I said, let's not misconstrue everything I say and turn it into a big, huge thing. It's been 10 minutes, guys. Let's move on. I'm allowed to have just like you guys say. I was just saying. I wasn't just tough love. It's just tough love I was given, Anyway, I mentioned somebody earlier. Oh, look at this. Angelina sending out much love. She's a Super League of Dummies member now for 3 months. Thank you, Angelina. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Seriously, you've been. I hope. How's that pregnancy coming along? By the way, how many months are we at here? You ready to? I think what was it? April? I think you're due. You can't remember exactly what the day was, but I do believe it was in April. So hopefully your pregnancy is going well. Something that did go well, had a rough week, but one thing that did go well is this fucking haircut. Fucking very happy. Excuse me. Very happy with this haircut. Feel like my dude did a very good job. I went to a guy a while back who is a great haircut. I just don't, it's hard to nail the top of my head the way I want. It really is. It's just, there's really only one guy who's been able to do it. Couple other great barbers, probably two of the best barbers in town have tried it, got very close to it, did great jobs, but just couldn't quite nail it. And the last guy that did it, he just kind of, he went up a little too far on one side and it messed up what I was going for a little bit. So it took a little, and I'm not knocking the guy because the job he did was very good. The fade was incredible. The cut was great. It was just the style wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Not his problem. So he says, finally, I think I got it to grow back in right. And he was able to cut it and give me this super sweet coif, my high and tight cut here. I think it looks pretty good. I don't often like to brag about myself because I really don't think I'm particularly very attractive. I think I got weird kind of bug eyes and got a weird pointy nose, and my eyebrows are so light, it almost looks like I don't have eyebrows sometimes. I don't think I'm exactly a very handsome person. I joke around about it, but I really have a horrible, very low opinion of myself. Except my hair. I got decent hair. I like my hair. So when I finally got my hair back and got it right, I was very happy. Now, I'm not telling you about my haircut just to brag about my great haircut. I'm telling you about what fucking happened at this fucking haircut. And I need you guys to pay attention because I need you to tell me if I'm crazy. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. You tell me if you think I got set up. Now, my barbershop, I don't make appointments. It's just walk in and it's one of the old school barbershops where you sit and wait until the chair you want is open. So fortunately I got there. When I pulled in, I walked in and, I just remembered I didn't walk right to the chair. When I walked in, I went and hung my jacket up and then went to the bathroom before I went and sat in the barber chair. Interesting. Just remember, that's an important detail. Because I sat down in the chair, normal stuff, went over what I want, high and tight, fade up the sides. I want to be able to brush it back there, flip here, be good to go. He said, okay, let's nail this. So we start bullshitting a little bit. He asked me how the show's going. I tell him it's going well. I tell him, I'm door dashing during the day, make extra money, wedding business is going good, just that time of year and all that kind of shit. And so that's good for you. Way to grind, that's good stuff. And I said, Disaster says my haircut says I look like a PS5 soccer player. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Those guys got great hair, those European soccer players. But let's see here. Irish Ronnie says, my wife always thought you were the best looking guy on RMG. Well, you must be very handsome then, Irish Ronnie. Your wife must have good taste. So you must be handsome too. Thank you. Tell your wife I said thank you. But so anyway, I'm sitting in the chair. We're bullshitting about what's going on with me, what's going on with him. And then there's another barber, a lady, sitting across the thing, waiting for her chair to, like a customer to come in. So she's sitting there on her phone, and I don't remember who started it first. If it was the guy cutting my hair, his name's Steve, or let's just say Jane, the barber. I don't know if it was Steve or Jane who started the conversation about a vasectomy. And Steve, the barber, says something along the lines of, my buddy went online and showed me a botched vasectomy. And I just like immediately didn't think twice about it. Loud enough for him and everybody else in the room. There's a guy getting his hair cut next to me, a guy across the way getting his hair cut, and then this other bartender. So room full of people. Immediately when he says, yeah, I saw this, my buddy showed me this botched vasectomy on the internet. It looked like a pig snout. I just immediately went, that's me. just flew right out of my mouth. That's me. And he went, what? I went, that's me. And he goes, what's you? I go, on the internet, the botched vasectomy picture. That's me. That's me. I'm the one on the internet that you're looking at. About third picture in, and he goes, yeah. I go, pig snout is not what is in the picture. It's actually more of a hippo ear is what we decided that it was more like. So, he and the other woman then were they were playing confused, I think now. And this is what I want to know from you. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Do you think when I went to the bathroom, when I walked in, that because he knows I used to be on the show, right? So, and if you look at that picture on the line, it actually has a little tag it says Aftermath and Rover Radio on the picture for botched vasectomy of my picture on the internet. So he knows I used to be on the show. So I'm wondering if he saw that picture, saw the Rover Radio thing, and then said, that's my customer. That's Sean or Dumb. That's the guy's hair who I cut. And then he was just waiting for the next time that I would come in to tell me or to talk about it, just to see if I would admit that it's me. Because it was just such a weird conversation that it came up. It was, what are the chances that guy brings up a botched vasectomy in the moment? I think when they went to the bathroom, I think they'd already talked about me long before I ever was coming today, right? I think Steve and Jane it had come up, the botched vasectomy, the picture had come up. Steve says to Jane, hey, just so you know, that guy in that picture is he comes here. I cut his hair. That's the guy that comes in. His name's Sean. He sits here. We cut his hair. That's him. Next time he comes in, let's see if we can get him to talk about it or whatever. And then when I came in the door and went to the bathroom, he looked at Jane. Steve was like, Jane, that's the guy. That's the botched vasectomy. That's the pig snout guy. That's the pig snout guy from the internet. Then at that point, then I come back out. And then, so they were like, okay, we'll ask him about it, but not right away. We got to wait a sec. We can't do it right away. All right. So we'll ask him about it, talk about something, ask him about a show real quick. And then get to the botched vasectomy part. I think that's closer to how it went. And CB says they knew for sure it was you and other dumb. It seems pretty weird to me that they would bring it up. It does seem very strange. CBS, if I could get a pearl clutching emoji for when you guys are clutching them. I don't think I have my button. I could press it for you. No, I'm kidding. I think we're good on that. But no, that is that was so I am of the belief that he totally knew it was me. They'd set up the conversation when I went to the bathroom, because I forgot that I went to the bathroom first. That's a crucial detail, because I just remembered it, because if I hadn't gone to the bathroom, I don't think they'd have had time to set up this is him, that's the guy kind of thing. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have been able to do that. So I made a critical mistake going to the bathroom, but I have to go to the bathroom all the time because of the goddamn botched vasectomy. So full circle. What am I going to do about it? All right. Speaking of wieners, have you guys seen, did you guys see Drake's dong? Did you get a chance to check out his hog? I don't know if I can show it to you without. Let's see. I could probably zoom in on it, and we can not see any body parts, I believe. Let's see here. So here's the picture. Well, here's the top half of the picture that went viral. You tell me if you think this is Drake. Hold on one sec. Real quick before I got into this Drake thing. Hi, you're on another dumb show. Who's this?
Hey, you pay for him. Might as well call, right?
What's that? I sure do. Who's this?
It's Christopher in Dayton.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm just calling. I'm hit the sidetrack a little bit from the dong talk, but
Yeah. Sure.
just calling a little bit about the Mikey thing. It is what it is. I knew that was going to happen. He's got a lot on his plate, and you need somebody that's a little more invested as far as even with the looks and everything. Your setup looks amazing. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I look around, and you really put a lot of effort into making everything look really good and flow nicely. So you need somebody that's going to complement that. So I guess I'm just hoping that you find somebody that works for you and is putting the same amount of effort in.
I appreciate that. I hope to find that too. And I feel like Mikey was at first, and then I think he just got to be a little too much with I'm doing it now where I'm working all day and then coming and do this. It's, and Mikey, he wasn't even doing any prep, and it got to be a lot for him. You know what I mean? He was just, showing up and started talking. So, and that, I can understand how that can be tiring too after he works, he started 6 o'clock in the morning and then worked till 6 o'clock at night and then jump on the podcast. So,
yeah.
I don't think it was just a lot. I think it was, I'll probably need somebody with a little bit more flexible of a schedule, kind of like I have with maybe they work on the weekends or something like that. Or they work a late shift and they can do this before the shift or whatever. I don't know. There's got to be somebody out there who might be interested in it. So, but I do agree. It definitely, when Mikey, he set his backdrop up in that one room at one point, and then he went back downstairs to the living room at one point too. So I was like, and I didn't want to sweat him about it because he was going through everything. But I was like, what happened? You had that room, you started making it look nice, and then now what happened? So, but I thank you, Christopher. I do appreciate all the compliments. That I did put a lot. Try to put a lot of work into making it look good at least. So.
Yeah, it looks good. See, and you need somebody to compliment that. I mean, as people are like, scrolling through and they find your show, because I know that's the hope in the future. You can't hope to keep grabbing old shows, fans. We want to see Dumb grow from like people listening in Cali and stuff. Whatever the world, fuck it.
Yeah, no, we gotta slide in that algorithm is what we gotta do, or need to catch that algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. But it looks good. So you're like most of the way there as far as some of these other guys and gals that are out there, doing YouTube shows, which is a lot of work, and it's definitely something I have always wanted to do. So, seeing you do it gives me a little bit of inspiration. But it's too tough. I can't pull the trigger because it's just, I got too many things on my plate, just like Mikey and all of us. So
yeah, it's a lot. So, all right, well, dude, I appreciate all the kind words, and I think that's great advice to definitely look for somebody who's, I hate saying more invested, but a little bit more invested than Mikey turned out to be, because it's not for a lack of trying. I think he just was overwhelmed. So
nothing against him. Nothing against him.
Exactly, too many plates spinning. So
yeah.
All right, Christopher, thank you for calling.
Right,
I appreciate it so much, man. Like you said, I pay for these damn
man,
phones.
hell,
So.
you pay for them, I'll call, dude.
That's my dude. Right on, bro. I'll see you, dude.
Later.
That's awesome. All right, so real quick, you know what? I just realized what time it is, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We come back from break. We'll catch up. We'll pick up where I left off with what we were talking about with Drizzy. While we are in break, if you have a second, I would greatly appreciate it if you took your hands off of your pearls and put them on the thumbs up button for tonight's video. Give a brother a like. I would greatly appreciate it. Give this haircut a thumbs up if nothing else. For fuck's sakes. That's fucking looking good. That's a good cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. Hit the thumbs up. And we'll be right back on another dumb show. Oh, hey, second hour is always happy hour here. I'm going to crack a cold one. Take those kids, put them in the other room, show them the picture of Drake, put that up on the big screen and say, hey, guys, go check this out. I got a hammer missile to show you guys. We'll be right back on another dumb show. Get your drinky drink and your smoky moke. We'll be right back. welcome back. Thank you for streaming on my tube tonight. You know how good it feels to have you guys streaming on my tube. It feels so good. It feels so right having you guys streaming on my tube. Thank you. Appreciate you. 844-HIT-TOM, 844-448-3862. That's the number to call. I can't tell if you guys see all this haze or if it's just me looking at my monitor over here. Oh, yeah. No, it's just in the air over here. Sorry, it's a little hazy. Ripping down those biscotti mints, man. That's some good shit. So, second hour is always happy hour here on another dumb show. Hope you guys are crack some cold ones with me. Thank you. While we were on break, Birdie Boy, he just gifted another Dumb Show membership to Wesley. The league has been, the lunch table saw a new kid come in and they said, "Hey, new kid, come sit with us. We'll talk to you." And then proceeded to talk to him. No, welcome, Wesley. We're glad to have you. The league's, they have it's like, you know how the Marines got in trouble for back in the day, they would take those, they would take the little Marine pins and they would take the new recruits and they would mash them into their chest, their bare chest. They would just smash it into their chest and they'd have little just blood dripping down. That's what we got here. You know, you just, when you come in, expect to get a little Marine wing stamp right on your chest from the league. They're going to make sure that you can cut it in here. So, anyway, no, welcome, Wesley. Appreciate it. And thank you, Birdie, for passing that out, even though you were trying to give it to Tessa to try to get in the Jean Queen's pants. Tessa is one of our league members, and, she's not ugly. People are always trying to get in her pants. All right, anyway. Oh, so wait a minute. Hold on. I can't zoom in. Oh, I almost just showed something on here I can't show. Ooh, that was close. I almost zoomed in on that, then I can't show that. Ooh, that was really close. I almost clipped right over that and showed you guys Drake's dong. Anyway, so Drake's in the news right now, and I think the story came out yesterday, but he's in the news. This picture came out. Now, this isn't the whole picture. This is just the top half of the picture. Now, you guys can use your imagination. I'm sure everybody has. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm not really one to hold my phone. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I do. Hold my phone like that. Okay. So, while I'm taking care of business, you can tell that's what Drake is doing here. He is, he's looking at his phone. You can imagine what his other hand is doing as he reaches down. He's doing his thing there. He's in his room alone. I don't know if this is on his yacht. I can't remember if this was a live video. I don't even know how this got leaked, to tell you the truth. I'm not actually 100% sure. But the picture's out there. Everybody's seen it now. It's kind of all over the place. Women are losing their minds because of supposedly how big he is now. And the thing I've been most surprised about is how many dudes, I'm a dude sitting here commenting on it, but all these dudes are commenting on how gigantic Drake is. I saw a dude on Barstool say he has a hammer. Some other podcaster left Drake a voice note, like an voice note or whatever. I'm not an iPhone guy, but I can leave a voice note. And this voice note, he was telling Drake, he was saying, "Man, you got it all. You can sing, you can dance, you can rap, and you have a missile for a Johnson." Now, I'm sitting here looking at this right now. Man, I'm not going to try. He's bigger than me. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend that. Like, oh, he's not that big. No, he's big. But maybe I watch too much black on blonde porn. Maybe too much BBC porn that I'm watching because it doesn't seem that big. Like, because, I'm doing the comparison. I'm going, BBC, where I'm at, where Drake's at. He's definitely a mixed dude. You can tell he's a mixed dude for sure because he's right in between. Right in between a white guy and a black guy. Usually a pretty big size differential there. Right in between. Nice mix from Drake there. But now, one of the reasons I bring this up is not just to look at a picture of Drake's dong. Trust me. I do that on my own time. But there are rumors that Drake has picked up on the newest internet trend for his, in order to get that hammer missile. There is a new internet trend right now called jelking. Now, I was not aware. I didn't know. I've never heard of this. I didn't know what jelking was until the other day. I saw a story about jelking and how it's a TikTok trend. Then the Drake story comes out today or yesterday. Then today I see a story that it's now going around on the internet that Drake was only able to get this hammer missile by jelking. Now, jelking is described as a penis stretching exercise, and I don't recommend anybody do this. It involves massaging your penis tissues, stretching the skin to create, quote, micro tears, which results in expansion as it repairs itself. And then I actually got this from there's a company that sells jelking oil. It says jelking with our enlargement oil and using the other products in our enlargement therapy brings about length and gains. So if you're confused about what jelking is, I'm going to show you. I guess I could use my arm would be the best thing to use because I can't use my Johnson, obviously. But okay, so pretend this is, I'm trying to figure out the best way. All right, so say this arm is Drake's Johnson. Drake would grab here, the elbow is the base, and then this is the whole guy, and here's the tip, right? So, or the head. So we're going Drake size, hammer missile size. If you're jelking, you're doing this. You're grabbing it very tightly at the base. Nice, big, tight, good grab. So this gets all engorged up here at the top. Then you're going to go drag it real tight like that over and over. You're jelking. This is jelking, but you're not doing it on your arm. So right now I'm actually technically making my arm longer is what this means. Irish Ronnie says, jelking's been around forever, my dude. I've never heard of this before. Never in my life. Never heard this word, never heard this phrase before. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Irish Ronnie, you are right. Jelking has been around forever. Because I did watch a couple jelking videos just to see what jelking is in these videos, like what if there's something I'm missing about what jelking is. It's basically just dudes cranking it. If jelking actually worked, every guy would have a gigantic, huge hog, a hammer missile like Drake. But yeah, because every guy cranks it all the time, right? So if you're cranking it all the time, if you're jelking, essentially, you'd be getting bigger. Essentially, because, well, it all depends on your method, though, I guess, right? Because everybody's got a different method. You got your chafers. You just dry rub. Your chafers are trying to start a forest fire on their Johnson. That's young rookie stuff. That's where you end up ripping a hole. You're doing it so often, you end up burning a hole in yourself. Getting a big sore because you're doing it so much when you're younger. The old dry rub, that's a bad move. But, you grow out of that. You might grow into being a choker. That's kind of similar to the jelking, where you grab it nice and tight, you do the choke move, and you're choking your chicken there. You know what I'm saying? You're choking the chicken, like you're trying to squeeze it out like a toothpaste. You know what I mean? Just squeezing it out. That's what jelking is. And then, of course, you got your pros who bust out you got your lotions, your oils, you got your jelking oil, whatever you need, your Fleshlight, whatever. Well, the Fleshlight doesn't count for jelking, but you got all that stuff. So yeah, Drake is definitely jelking, but every other guy in the world is also jelking. So, hey, good for him, man. Though he's got a hammer missile, dropped some panties. Good for him. Good for him. Speaking of online trends, I did come across a couple other online trends that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Mainly because, well, they just pissed me off, frankly, because there's so many I saw a news story today that TikTok and this is not what I'm talking about. It just relates to it. I saw a news story on today that TikTok, or I think it's TikTok, or just young men on social media are being force-fed misogynistic social media posts, misogynistic TikToks. I think it was TikTok, that are driven, basically just, talk about women in a negative light. And they're, kind of Andrew Tate-ish kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of an example of something they said. Social media boys. Let me news here. Where's the news story? Where's this at? TikTok. Young men. News. No, anyway, I can't find the news story. but here it is. How TikTok bombards young men with misogynistic videos. Here's the story. It says here that the platform's algorithm pushed Tate's like Andrew Tate's posts, and you know that Andrew Tate guy, he's like a anti-woman, misogynistic dude who he got arrested, I think, in the Czech Republic or Belarus or somewhere for human trafficking and rape. But I believe he's still making TikToks that are being sent around to young boys. But basically, it shows, where is this other, there were very specific, videos here. So, all right, so they're videos about how men's life sucks, just misogynistic videos, basically. So it's just talking about how women aren't that great and how men need to treat women differently because women like to, what is the exact phrase? It's driving me crazy. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't find it in the news story. But long story short, it's essentially saying that there are narcissistic women out there that treat men bad, and there's different things out there that are kind of skewing young men's opinion about women. And it's a big news story about it, and how it's so bad for young boys and blah blah blah. But then there's all these other TikToks that I found, like right now, this one right here that I found. It is of a woman. It's an online trend where women try to test their men. And there's all kinds of these kind of stupid things out here where men are either being tested by their women in one way, or they're being made to look stupid by their women in another way. So here's an example of a woman trying to give her boyfriend a test. This is the newest online trend.
I really want an orange right now.
All right, try here, but I got you, buddy. Here you go.
You'll get me it? No, but like I really want it, but like I hate peeling it.
You hate peeling it?
Yeah,
All right,
it just gets really messy.
Okay.
And I have nails. It'll get like underneath them.
Tough luck, buddy. Go ahead and do her.
You're not gonna peel it for me?
Dude, okay, as if I don't do enough.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm being for real. Okay?
You can't fucking peel this orange for me.
Dude, I ask you to do things all the
I
time.
do
and you
everything.
don't do it.
I just did your fucking laundry.
No.
And you can't peel this for me?
Dude, come on, man.
Seriously?
No. Figure your life out, dude. It's not all about what your man can do for you. It's about what you can do for yourself, right?
No, but like a good boyfriend would peel this for me.
Alright,
Or like do something for me that I'm perfectly capable of. Obviously I can peel this, but like if
And
you
a
were
great boyfriend would tell you to do it yourself. I'm not a good boyfriend. I'm a great one. I'm trying to make you strong and independent and build you up as a female.
well, that's the point. I
That's
can do
women
it. I
empowerment.
can do it myself, but like the point is that you would do it for me
Yeah,
as
but-
like an act of service.
But then you wake up and you realize, that you can actually just do it yourself. And like you're not even that special. That's the thing. It's like get that in your fucking skull, dude.
Oh, I don't know about
like
all
you're
this.
really not that special.
Okay, then I'll just peel this orange for myself then.
All right, go ahead. Took you long enough.
All right, now, I was buying that at the beginning of it. And then by the end of it, I realized they were faking this, obviously. But the fact that this even exists is complete and total horseshit. Because if the girl wants a fucking orange, peel the fucking orange and eat an orange. What are you talking about? Like, nobody likes peeling oranges. Nobody. It's a pain in the ass. It gets under your nails, like she says. We have nails, even though they're not long. It really fucking... Disaster says, it's shit like these women... It's shit like this... It's shit like this woman is doing that make men leave the West for overseas women. Get your passport, fellas. And Becky calls it an act of service, right? Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. This is the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen. And by the end of it, obviously, the guy was going overboard and saying, you're not that special and all that shit. That was what made it fake. That's also, Mike, why would that guy play along like that? You know what I mean? You could have said, like, he was being rational at first, and then it just turned into this nasty thing where you're going to make the guy look like a complete fucking asshole. So there's plenty of stuff out there to try to make dudes look bad. All right? So this news story talking about how, you know, young boys are being fed all this misogynistic stuff. Well, you know what? Young women are being fed all this stuff about how fucking stupid men are. Here's this next one, or what assholes men are in that case. This one actually is about how stupid men are. This one really pissed me off. I hated this one so much. It made me so angry. Here is one of the newest TikTok trends. Really designed just to make men look like fucking idiots. And they found one of the dumber idiots on the planet to do this video for them. It's called the Ketchup Challenge, where they will, a woman will intentionally make a huge mess on a counter with ketchup, or just a big, take ketchup and smear just a big blob of it, all right? And then they ask the boyfriend to clean it up just to see how the boyfriend will do it. And this is how this guy did it. The biggest dipshit dude alive. Holy shit, this guy. Oh my God. This is one of the dumber people I've ever seen in my life. What a fucking moron. What? And even the dog's looking at him like, dude, how stupid are you? This is sadly though, and call me a failure as a father, I feel like this is how my sons would clean up ketchup. This is how my teenage boys would do this. They would just smear it around like that, because I've asked them to clean up before, and it does not go well. But if you're a grown-ass man with a girlfriend, old enough to have a girlfriend, you should know that it's not the proper way to clean up that fucking ketchup, and it just makes the dude look like a fucking idiot. Now, the internet, there was a woman out there that was kind enough to show a guy not be an idiot. Here's a guy doing it the right way, unlike that other fucking moron. Oh, it just drives me.
Can you please clean this for me?
Yeah.
Okay, now smart. Nice big paper towels. And a scoop, a slide and a scoop.
What the fuck did you do?
Not this ridiculous ass smear job that last dumb dipshit was doing.
That's so funny, bro.
See, this is quality. This is a good, decent cleanup. He's not a dumb dipshit guy. Not a bad job. Not the best, but pretty good. Pretty good. Now maybe get some cleaner, bro.
What's the correct way to clean it then?
This is clean.
Yeah.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, well you're not done yet.
That's not for
Oh, never mind. Oh,
That's
fucking
for
A.
wood.
I didn't even watch this all the way. This guy busts out some fucking pledge to clean up some marble countertops. What a doofus.
Wow.
Oh, God. These guys are making us guys look bad, man. They're making all us dudes look bad. It kills me.
That's what you were supposed to do from the beginning?
Anyway, well, Drew says, well, that's the whole point, for the guy to be clueless and have no idea how to clean. That's the joke, and that's to get views and makes people comment. I know, that's my point, though. We're talking about how there's all these videos going around to make women look bad for these young boys or whatever. And I know it's being done in a different way. And this is kind of being done in a jokey way, but it's the same idea. It's still just trying to fucking make somebody look bad. It's fucking annoying. I hate it. Anyway, so there's that. All right, here. Let's see, what else do I have here? All right, I got a couple other things here before we wrap this up. So there's this actor. What is his name? I always forget his name. His name is Neil McDonough. He is an actor. I'm sure you've seen him in plenty of things. Let me try to pull up his picture for you guys so you can see him. There's a close-up of him so you guys can see. This is Neil McDonough. He is an actor. He's been in all kinds of stuff. I think he was on it might have been even on Yellowstone at one point. Well, anyway, this guy, Neil McDonough, he's revealed that he was actually fired from a show because he refused to do a, quote, kissing sex scene. Now, this guy, he goes on to claim that he ultimately lost his home because of it and that he couldn't find another job. I gotta be honest with you, good, dude. I don't care. Good for you. You're a dork. Kissing and sex scenes are part of acting. It's part of the gig. It's what you signed up for. Go be a fucking carpenter if you want to be. Do the Lord's work, right? Go be a carpenter. Go serve the Lord there. This guy I've seen do a bunch of complaining about how Hollywood's blackballed him because he's too Christian, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, you're just like Jason Aldean. You have your wife holding your balls in your purse, and she's telling you that you can't do kissing scenes or sex scenes. Now, I have to be honest with you. This was an argument that B1 and I had. She said that if I was in acting or something like that, I wouldn't be able to do any kind of kissing scene or sex scene. And I laughed in her face and said, if I was an actor, I would do that because it's part of the job. If it's in the script, it's what you do, and it's acting. You're not kissing the person because you passionately want to kiss them. You're doing it because it's in the script. That's the only reason. It doesn't make any sense. It's literally the job. It's just weird. I mean, I understand the possessiveness or whatever, but to not be able to like step aside and be like, oh yeah, I understand. It's for the job. It's acting. You're not really into it or whatever. Just, I don't know. I don't think it's that big. This guy needs to tell his wife to F off, kiss the freaking actress in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking kiss her. Like if it's in the script, did he not read the script ahead of time? Did he not go through the whole thing where it says, John kisses Jane in scene 25 or whatever it's called? Like, did he not read that? Did he skip over that part when he took the role? So, I gotta be honest with you though, this guy, I like him as an actor, but he plays essentially the same character it feels like in every single thing he's in. So, I guess it's not a big loss that we won't see him in more stuff, but yeah, if he didn't do what the script said to do, fucking fire the guy, get him out of here. Who cares? So yeah, Neil McDonough, he has been fired from, I don't even know what show it was, to tell you the truth. It just says another show, and I keep reading it. And here's him kissing his wife, actually. So here's him doing it, kissing the old wife there. But not willing to do it on camera, to get paid to do it for your job, for a script that you knew probably had it in there. Very weird, very weird. It's a lot of boob on that lady there. She's getting all smushed up there. There's some giant jugs. Anyway, so much for Neil McDonough. Who knows if we'll see that guy in anything else at this point. When I actually don't care because I'm kind of over him. So now I do have an interesting story that kind of does. I mentioned B1, and B1 is, I don't know, 14 years younger than me, I think. But right now, and again, this kind of goes back to the kind of hypocrisy of men and women and what, double standards and stuff like that. And I hate to make that a running theme on stuff, but it does seem to be, it's happening more and more frequently, especially living in this woke world that we're living in. There's an actress, Jenna Ortega, and an actor named Martin Freeman. They both are in a movie called Miller's Girl. And in this movie, Miller's Girl, there apparently is a sex scene between the two of them. Now, which would be no big deal unless you're Neil McDonough, it would be a big deal, or his wife. No, but no. The reason it's a big deal is because the actor and the actress have a considerable age gap between them. Martin Freeman is 52 years old, and Jenna Ortega is 21. So that's a 31-year age difference between these two. And the internet has branded this whole thing so gross. Now, I have to tell you, let's see. I have a little scene from this. Hopefully we can get away with it. So if you're not watching live, it might end up getting trimmed out. But since you're watching live, we can see what we can get away with here. But here is this. Now, I got this clipped from... I might be able to trim it out. Hold on one sec, actually. I got this trimmed. It's like... it's actually a meme that somebody made out of it. But I'm just going to cut off the bottom. Here, no, I'm just going to cut off the bottom of it. It's just going to be confusing. Here is the scene that is got the internet up in arms. This is from Miller's Girl. And this is, what's his name? Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega. 31-year difference between these two. Play. I can't play the sound. There you go. So there you go. They're getting intimate. Now, this seems obviously very sexual. Now, what was gross about that? Just because it was two adults having sex, it's gross? And there's an age difference between it? The internet could go fuck itself. Honestly, this whole shit is so ridiculous to me that they're going to fucking sweat this guy and sweat this girl. I feel bad for both of them, not just the older guy. Trust me. I felt bad for B1 in the place when people used to give us a hard time about our age difference. And it's like, bravo to the actor for being able to do the scene. Bravo to the actress for being willing to do the scene. Bravo to the writer of the scene. Bravo to the director of the scene. It did exactly what it's supposed to do. It evoked emotion, made you either uncomfortable, or if you're a horn dog like me, you got into it, even though I hate sex scenes in movies, so really not into that, to be quite honest with you. People let you get turned on. So you either get really uncomfortable, or you get turned on. It's your thing. Or maybe a little bit of both, which is why you're uncomfortable. You don't even know. That's what scenes are for. Maybe you're a young girl and you watch it and you get a little turned on. Because let me fucking tell you, there's plenty of young girls who like older guys. It's a fucking thing. It's a fucking thing. Deal with it. And I got to tell you what, there's plenty of older women who are into younger guys. That's definitely a thing too. Cougars exist for a reason. And it's funny because they called this so disgusting and so gross. But younger women could be attracted to older men, and for a multitude of reasons, obviously. You got your money, positions of power. Maybe they make the girl feel safe. Some might just be a freak with daddy issues. Or some might just like a sexy zaddy. You know what I'm saying? So they like which I guess is, you can't say sexy zaddy because that's what zaddy is, isn't that a sexy daddy? So maybe they just like their zaddy. So it's out there, and that's the thing. Remember Stifler's mom and American Pie? Now American Pie. No, none of that would happen this day and age. But apparently, I don't know. Maybe the Stifler's mom thing could, because that was, everybody thought that was hilarious. It was okay. It was a big deal. It was no big deal. It's Stifler's mom and a high school kid are hooking up. Ha ha ha! Real funny. But you flip it around and it gets all weird, supposedly. So, and obviously American Pie doesn't translate to the woke world that we're living in these days. But Yeah, Stifler's mom might not be able to get away with that in 2024. But either way, probably wouldn't be called disgusting like they're calling Martin Freeman. And I feel bad for Jenna Ortega too, because now they're making it like seem like she's some sort of weird freak or something because she's willing to do this scene with this guy. Just fucking acting. Get a fuck over it. And like I said, the scene does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is invoke emotion. So, all right, guys. I think that is probably going to wrap things up for us tonight. Yep, that's all I got for tonight. I do have some more stuff for tomorrow. I just don't want to blow everything I have for tonight because, like I said, I got a lot of work that I'm doing during the day. So it's hard to get a lot of prep done, as much prep as I've been doing in the past. So I apologize for the shorter show, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Don't forget, like, if you have not already hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, please take a second to hit a thumbs up. Dankus Cow is saying, asking Mikey quit the show. Yes, Mikey has stepped away from the show indefinitely. The pressures of doing the show got to be a little bit too much for him. Kind of the invasiveness of it, I think. And I'm putting words in his mouth, but I just think it was a little bit too much for him with all the personal stuff and everything he's going through on his end. So it just got to be a little bit too much for him. So unfortunately, Mikey is not going to be on the show anymore. I love Mikey, still my dude. I'll still text him and talk. In fact, I owe him a phone call. I told him I'd talk to him, and I just didn't have time to call him. So I'll probably, Mikey, if you're watching, I'll give you a call tomorrow at some point in time. I'm whipped tonight, and I got more work to do. So that's going to wrap things up. Mikey, love you. And I hate saying I wish you well because I'm sure I'll see him on a gaming show, and I'll talk to him again, but we won't be seeing him here on the main show. So either way, love you. Wish you well. That is going to wrap things up for us tonight. Like I said, hit that thumbs up for us, and I will see you guys live tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I am out of here. See you.